Wake up, gamers, because you're listening to the Big Think Dimension with Dan and Bob Video Games. So it's an emote, and it's Banny in a Bane mask.
Please stop.
KZ Excellent.
I'm optimistic about things.
And Mr. Feel.
Purina high-protein dog food.
Here on GigaBoots.
Hello, and welcome to the Mortal Kombat entire franchise spoiler cast. I'm your host, Dan Video Games, and joining me is Bob.
What?
From GigaBoots.com.
Oh no, spoilers for Deception? Oh, Naga.
Mr. Feel from
Shujinko.
Mr. Feel's Wild Ride. KZ from KZExcellent.com.
Bo Raicho Raw.
Yeah, he raw for about 20 seconds.
Yes. Editor's note, I almost immediately talk about spoilers in this. So if you are somehow thinking that it being a spoiler cast is a bit, it's kind of a bit, but we do spoil stuff. So may want to skip the opening section if you are worried about Mortal Kombat story mode spoiler. All right, keep going.
This last weekend, we streamed the entire stories of Mortal Kombat 9, 10, 11, and DC versus Mortal Kombat. Holy piss. I was like, Baba, what did we play? I kind of forgot what we played in the last week. I need to prepare to talk about it tomorrow. Big thing. He's like, these 4 games. And I just went, holy shit, we've been busy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was rough.
MK11, the story mode of that reminds me of you a little bit. And I've thought about it before, but I've never wanted to spoil it.
Uh-huh.
Where you negotiating new death streams over and over again to Bob is the very same thing that happens in MK11 with Raiden realizing what happens between him and Liu Kang. You're wearing different things. It's like, oh, there's a Garfield shirt this time.
That's totally fair.
The scene where Bob is Liu Kang and he just throws Dan against the pillar and does the jet flame on him.
Yeah, those man, Mortal Kombat 9 is so much more impressive than 10, and I felt that at the time, but I never really directly compared the games.
Right.
But going back and playing it, people were just confused because 9 artistically is miles ahead.
Yeah, 9 looks like it could have been
washed out and ugly.
Yeah, 9 could have been on the PS4.
Yeah.
Like, that's how good it looks.
In comparison, it looks like the PS4 game. 10 or X looks like the PS3 game. It's really fucking weird.
It is weird.
They have a really great use of shadows and contrast and colors and everything, and it's the one that does all the unbelievably sick as hell remakes of those classic Mortal Kombat levels. Meanwhile, 10 has shit.
It's like the Mortal Kombat 3.
Meanwhile, a character gets wet in 10, and you're like, why?
Now they're shiny and dark.
Yeah, and that hits immediately. You see Johnny Cage oiled up in the first fucking match, basically. It was real weird.
Yeah, no, I don't understand people defending that game. It looks real bad. And the plot is also real bad.
Yeah, the plot's horrible. I thought I would, like, the first time playing through, I'm like, the combat kids, they aren't great. Maybe they redeem themselves by the end of the story. Maybe the story takes some interesting directions. No, it is so much worse than 9. It is intense how much worse than 9 it is. 11, pretty good. I enjoy a lot of 11, including the DLC.
Oh, the DLC's so good.
You know, the entire time I'm like, oh, they're doing the DLC. That means they see Shang Tsung's ending and they will die.
Yes. Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh no. Wouldn't it be really funny if he was very big?
Yes, I was like, wait, this camera angle, oh my god.
Yeah. Like, you think he's gonna be big, but you do not expect it to be that.
That is delightful. Every time you run into someone and they're like, you're working with Shang Tsung, what the fuck? Clearly you're a bad guy, we're gonna kill you. And even the bad guys say this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Shang Tsung. Everybody hates Shang Tsung.
Yeah, because they're smart. That guy's a real piece of shit. You can't see one cutscene where that isn't apparent. Every cutscene he has that look of like, don't trust that guy. He's making that sound right now and giving a real mischievous face.
Now, it's been a while. Isn't the whole thing at the end, it's like, You knew I would be a piece of shit, so you were just planning for me to do it anyway, and then you would beat me up, and then it's still possible for him to win.
Nothing in this world is certain, Casey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a intensely, like, Liu Kang becomes full Raiden immediately.
Yes!
It's kind of disgusting.
Also, Raiden with pupils is the most fucked up thing in the series.
Yeah, it's rough looking.
I don't know. It's fantastic. It's raw as hell.
It scares the hell out of me.
It's so fucking cool, you guys. I don't know. That fucking transformation for Liu Kang at the end is unbelievably cool. We probably should have put a spoilers thing at the beginning, but the Casey leaped to the ending of the DLC, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that holy shit. That is the coolest fucking shit. 11's so good. Somebody asked me how the new movie was compared to 11, and I was just like, how do you compare it?
It's not fair.
Yeah, that's like the story modes now are basically movies, but they're created by the people who make the game.
And they take place in the canon of the games that have already happened, so there's so much that you could do with it. For example, underscoring 7 times over how much of a piece of shit Raiden is.
Yes.
You haven't had time to prove how much of a piece of shit he is yet in the movie, so that's impossible to do in one movie.
We kind of already know he's a piece of shit.
Yes.
But not as big.
We don't have the receipts, you know? They have the receipts in the games.
Yeah, we have like one receipt.
How long that scene is where they're like, look, every time it's his fault.
It's so fucking good. What a good fucking... Oh, man, no wonder people wish other fighting games had story modes like this. Because Jesus Christ, it's not even just that, they do a really cool thing where you play as new characters constantly and you get story. It's this insane build-up and receipts and all this shit and really cool fan moments. And 9 and 11 do a really good job of characterizing people. 11 has the conceit of the villain Chronica is crashing timelines together. So you get Johnny Cage dealing with younger Johnny Cage, and
Who is a piece of shit.
he just wants to beat the hell out of him. It's so good.
He's like, I'm glad that you're not from MKX where I looked like Johnny Bravo for some reason.
God, yeah, every model in X was real bad.
It's really weird.
God, I didn't expect to go back and be like, man, X's story mode is like many degrees worse than Street Fighter V's.
Yeah.
Because people rag on Street Fighter V story mode all the time, and it's like, it's fine by comparison to this.
Yeah. And even during that stream, people were still doing it. And during that stream, some people were still defending 10's story. And I'm like, guys, I came in expecting to like it more than last time, and I like it unbelievable levels less. Right?
Yeah, it like too much of it revolves around these 4 characters that are just horrible.
And then on top of that, there's like story things that are the action of those kids that are just really lame story things. We're like, oh, we sent you as ambassadors to Outworld to negotiate with Kotal Khan to get his help so we can solve this problem. First thing they do when they get there is interrupt the public execution and then just insert themselves into the politics by beating up all the authorities. It's like, what the fuck is this story? This is a terrible... Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah,
I'm really not a fan of it.
The SF5 story's fine. I wish it would load less, but...
Yes. Well, clearly, they need to do a PS5 version. God. Of the game that doesn't even have a PS4 Pro version that earns it.
Hey,
yeah.
At least MKX has the really great moment of all the revenants surrounding Raiden and shoving him like elementary school bullies.
I forgot about that.
It didn't last
That's the
quite long
funniest-
enough.
Yeah, it's too quick, but it is the funniest moment.
It was so good.
But yeah, I'm really glad we went through all that. I was shocked by how many people turned up for that. Thank you all for watching the streams with us. Like, it was great. It was really great. And man, I didn't expect to love 9 that much going back, right? I was worried that 9 would be more like 10 and I would just really dislike it. But 9's really fucking great. And then the back third happens, but it's still great. The back third is really, really not great.
Yeah, it does get really rough.
Well, you don't like Stryker.
I was fine with him for a bit, and then
You don't like
the conclusion.
You don't like Cyber Sub-Zero, which is one of the worst designs in Mortal Kombat.
I saw a lot of Sub-Zeros over the weekend. Forgive me for not remembering exactly how 9 looks. Because that was also the weekend we watched the movie. I've seen a lot of Sub-Zeros this last weekend.
And the robot one is the worst.
Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know.
That movie one with his his armor that makes him just look fat. No, not great.
He's very
That's
powerful.
the one they're going to put into Smash.
Who are they? Sony making freaking All Stars Battle Royale?
Yes.
I don't know, but there was a really funny bit from Maximilian just going, yeah, one of the DLC fighters is just going to be Sub-Zero from fucking Mortal Kombat.
See, I think it would be Scorpion because Ed Boon would want the character that has one of his voice clips to be in Smash.
Oh, he totally
one, absolutely. Two, this Cyber Sub-Zero totally looks like a weird Predator / Alien design. It's really weird.
Yeah, the cyber dreadlocks that they have in MK9 are kind of strange. Do they have them in do Cyrex and Sector have them in 11?
I think Cyrex does.
They have them like in the original games in Mortal Kombat 3, so I can see why they do it.
I mean, I don't think that's a bad design choice. I just am not in love with the Cyber Sub-Zero. But yeah, no, fucking Mortal Kombat 9's great. It's a shame that most of the footage on the internet undoubtedly looks like shit. Like our streams probably
it's a shame they never put that game up on 8th gen.
Absolutely. Yeah. They should do that.
They did that. They did that to Injustice, didn't they?
Yes.
But not MK9.
Yes, I was really upset when Injustice got the PS4 version because I knew not even the next gen factor is going to make me buy that game. I don't like Injustice. Like
it has a really funny story mode.
It does. I don't care all that much about DC characters. I don't find them as endearing as other universes or specific IPs.
I especially don't care when it's that type of DC.
Yes.
If it's like DC animated universe,
right?
Where there's any other setting besides Megadeth for these characters. Oh hell yeah, let's get in.
Right. Like I would so much sooner watch a Justice League animated thing than want to play in fucking Injustice. Yeah. So I was pretty burned when that got the next gen port and my Mortal Kombat 9 didn't. But, the number one thing with these corporations is they don't want to compete with themselves all that much. And since they were working on a Mortal Kombat 10 at the same time, it's totally understandable. I mean, we just went back.
Yeah, 9 is so much better than 10.
It's unbelievable. 10 would have gotten fucking knocked in the dick by reviewers if they had a fresh reminder of how good 9 was. And, that's the important thing about, keeping games up on stores accessible. As an unrelated note, I would like to announce that apparently I'm having David Jaffe come on the stream sometime to debate me about game preservation and keeping the PS3 store up and how important that is. So please head over to twitch.tv/GigaBoots and look forward to that stream happening someday because we had a fun conversation on Twitter where he was like, keeping the PS3 store up isn't important because it's okay if art disappears. Also, you can buy this game you complained about from GameStop, even though he's looking at a page where it says not available because it's not sold anymore. This was all spurred by the fact that, what was it? Sly Thieves in Time, I believe is the title.
Yeah, the fourth one.
Sly 4 costs $10 digitally, which I had to jump through hoops to get this PS3 that we now use for content hooked up with my account. But it costs $10 digitally, $50 on the used market. Sometimes higher. It's like, oh, fuck that. Jesus, I'm glad they didn't drop this store. This sucks. But yeah, in any case, that random conversation.
I had a friend who also went, I agree with my last retweet because they just retweeted my thing, just going, I wanted to play the Tales games, and they doubled in price because of that store thing, like people on physical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just straight up shot them up, and they're like, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened with Sly 4, too. It sucks. It sucks really bad. Yeah, so I'm going to have a fun conversation with him. He wanted to debate me like 10 minutes after the tweets happened. And I was like, dude, I'm preparing for podcast tomorrow.
God.
Like, he sincerely was like, so cool, you want to start your stream up? And I'm like, no, because I'm watching anime for a podcast tomorrow that we're recording tomorrow. So super no, I'm a busy person, Jaffe. I would love to do this any other time. So
you fucking frenemy of the show, David Jaffe.
Yes, frenemy of the channel, David Jaffe. Gonna have a fun conversation with him. Explain the concept of someone was 5 when these games came out. They couldn't have bought them then. But, that's going to be fun. I think we just hit the title for this episode. Anyways, aside from Mortal Kombat, we also played...
What frenemy of the channel?
Yes, frenemy of the channel, David Jaffe, Big Think Dimension 118.
Okay, we'll see if we can dig something else out, but that's a front runner.
Yeah, we also got review copies for Nier Replicant and Saga Frontier Remastered over here at GigaBoots. I guess I'll talk about Saga Frontier Remastered. It really is the PS1 RPG game I remember. I assume my child brain made it appear far more obtuse than it actually was. No, that game is just really bizarre and has really weird mechanics and a really weird structure to Red's story that made no sense. Keep in mind, by this point in time, I was well versed in JRPGs. Like, I owned Final Fantasy 1 on the NES. I played plenty of my grandfather's copies of Dragon Warriors on the NES, Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 6, 7, etc. So, of course, I should have thought of that and been like, nah, Kid Me was probably on the money. It's probably pretty bizarre in a few different ways. And it totally is. I'm still not sold on whether or not I like the upscaled look. I do like the instant load times and the autosave and the other quality of life features, such as hit this button to see where you're supposed to go next in the story.
Yeah.
And not only that, it's also important because I don't think the New Game Plus going to other characters was in the original version. And I would not have beaten, as of us recording this, 6 of 8 stories if they didn't have that. Because fuck leveling everyone and getting all your shit back on each character.
Wow. Yeah, it's been 2 decades plus since I played the original copy on PS1. Definitely need to check that out sometime. But yeah, I think it's an interesting game. I don't know if I'm going to play much more of it, but I was very pleased to be able to check it out because you can never really see, in my opinion, whether or not you'll like an upscale through YouTube videos and other stuff. You need to see the pixels in person to see, what you like there.
Yeah, it's not like Square was uploading good-looking videos of anything these days.
I mean, most people don't upload quality videos of their own games.
I know.
Like, I'm the guy who's sitting here and I'm like, I wish this Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart trailer looked better.
Yeah.
Because my videos look better. But, that's
I wish they had a website where they just uploaded the raw file that's 8 gigs.
Yes, because YouTube beats the hell out of everything, and if you just gave us a raw file, that would be way better. Just give it to Digital Foundry, and they'll give it to us. They've done that a couple times. But yeah, that's about all I have to say about Saga Frontier Remastered. We did that for Giving Games a Chance Live, and we rolled right from that into Nier Replicant.
Cool. I played that too.
Cool. Did you play that, Phil?
No, I did not. I have not had. I've been rushing Saga Frontier to try to beat that for Returnal, and then Nier will become later because I played it on PS3.
Cool. So you're gonna play Returnal and then fit Nier Replicant between that and Resident Evil 8? That's pretty bold. That's 1 week.
Jesus.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Real gamer.
So Bob, you did most of the playing, as in literally all of it.
Yeah, and I played even past when we played on stream.
Well, that's cool. I wasn't sure if you kept playing past that because you started your own file.
Right.
So what are your thoughts on that?
They made it like, play like a video game, which is pretty crazy considering what it used to be.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize the original Nier was a very rough release that really didn't run well and had a very 7th gen look.
Yeah.
It's a real bad combo where if one of these problems existed, being performance and bad combat, if there's only one of those, I was like, okay, I can crunch through this when I first played it. But they both existed. So it just made me go, this story's great, this game's terrible.
You get the Phoenix Spear and you mash the heavy attack, which is really fast and cancels into itself, and just never stop mashing.
Yeah, I feel that involves playing that game enough, like past where I am now, which is like 4 hours in, with the game feeling like it was. No,
that's just what people told me. So all I can do is recite for people.
I also did that. I also did that, but it also means you're still playing the game.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I agree with what KZ said. This story is fucking great. It's still a really rough game that it's entombed in. So I totally understand people not playing it, and I'm really jazzed that they did this.
Yeah.
I'm really jazzed that they did this.
You still run into like super budget dimension sort of things. Like I got to a new area that we didn't get to in the stream where it was like a robot factory, and almost every hallway is just a copy paste of the last hallway.
Yep, that's that place for you.
And then I got to what their version of like Automata does the bullet hell top-down shooter segments, and they work pretty well. They look really nice, and they play like you would expect. There's a minecart segment in this robot factory, which is so bad. I was like,
it's so good, dude.
Oh, this is
expand your mind, Bob.
Oh my god, this is pathetic, but also, it got the point across.
It did. That's all.
I'm like, this is so bad, but oh man, can you imagine how bad it is originally? Because I didn't make it that far.
Yeah, I know.
My first play.
I beat it originally.
Oh my god,
cool.
I beat it originally like 6 months before Automata came out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that sounds like something we would have done if we did content like we do now back then.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta understand. If the Platinum's making a cool game, I need to understand the other game they made. So I did it. And then my save got corrupted most of the way, getting the final ending in that, and then I was like, I want to kill myself.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because one of the endings requires you to get every single weapon in the game.
Of course. But yeah, they made the combat like serviceable in this. So you can do perfect guards. You got like super dodges if you time it right.
Yeah,
more than one combo.
That's pretty important.
Some air combos. It doesn't feel miserable. It doesn't feel like super great, but it's not the ground where it was.
It is a serviceable, solid game.
Yes.
Soon Legend can make a GIF that looks cool of it, which means it's at least okay.
Right. God, can you imagine him trying to do that with the original Nier?
You can only get so much mileage out of stuff, all right?
Yeah, so you have to kill a boar to unlock the board to ride. That involves sitting on top of a hill and shooting with magic until he dies, because he's basically like, his health bar is like a bigger than any boss I found.
And if you do it early, hits like an insane truck.
Yeah,
it one-shot me the first time, but then I put on defensive things and it worked out. However, I noticed it spawns near a little baby rock, so I would hit it a bunch, then run behind the rock, and it would slam into it and get stunned, and then I just stun looped it.
That's called strategy.
If it hits any geometry, it's just like, oh fuck, I ruined it.
Yeah, luckily he's right next to like a little cliff overhang, so I just stood on top of that as he looked at me. I was like, wow.
He T-posed at you while you shot him to death.
This sure is the old AI for enemies just pasted in here.
You absolutely need that so you can ride it, because then you'll get like the side quest. It's like, we need you to deliver this urn across the entire overworld. You can't roll, it'll break. You also can't get hit, it will break. And I'm like, this seems insane. Oh, you get on the board. You get on the board, and this is 20 seconds long instead of 10 minutes.
I did that quest the first time it appeared. I didn't realize what it wanted me to do, so I had to go do the next story part. I basically walked across that entire town holding guard and shooting. It was miserable. It was like...
Yeah, and then you get on that board and you hit the speed up thing, and you're like, this thing, holy shit. You go across that entire map so fast.
Yes, it's kind of ludicrous.
Yeah.
So that town that has a bunch of hanging stuff in midair, I remember that very vividly. That's where I stopped playing the game originally. I was like, oh,
the one with the 18 bridges over the cliffs and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, the Erie, I think it is.
Yeah, something. It's like AEIRE.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that was the breaking point for me of like, no, I don't need to try and pretend this game's good.
Yeah, it's not even that far into.
No, it's not. It's only like the next thing.
There's so many more things. You get to the temple where they're like, you must play the game by following specific rules or we restart the area.
Yeah, I'm very interested in checking out that version.
Yeah.
Of Nier, because I think the new version is pretty serviceable and really interesting, and I think it's a great way to experience the story. I need to see the original now.
Yeah, I looked up a few videos just to see if it was matched up with my memory. It was like, yeah, that's that game. He swings his arm, he hits one enemy. The game basically goes down to 2 frames a second.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like Bloom, the video game.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's very, very 7th gen looking.
Man. But I'm excited to play more of this. It's lots of cool stuff happening in this remake.
I liked Automata a good bit, despite like some stuff like I wasn't super into like the variety of enemies in it. There weren't too many like standout bosses, but then I jumped into this and I felt like I thought the same way of that one. I was like, no, they've gotten rid of the problems I had with this one. I think this is really great because I love the characters in this one so much. That fucking book rules.
Yeah, thank you, Liam O'Brien.
Yeah,
they had to re-record everything here, and he's still killing it. Where you go to the fucking seaside town, and the old woman's like, please, won't you like ask? Are you gonna leave me to die here? And he's like, are you asking me? Please tell me you're asking me. It's so great.
And you guys can trust Bob because Bob bought his own copy. We had to register the copy Square sent us to one account.
He doesn't have to hit a button every 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's every 20 minutes. Thank you.
Oh, right. Every
you can trust me. I played all of the original.
Game code provided by Square Enix.
Oh, thanks for that voice clip, KZ.
You're welcome.
That was the funniest part of that stream. Someone was like, oh, cool, you got KZ to record that? I'm like, that sounds literally nothing like him. That doesn't sound like Dan and Bob. It must be KZ.
Yep.
Could it be Dan doing a voice? No way. Dan doesn't do any voices.
No, he never.
Bob,
never.
do you remember that stream? It was like a month ago, right?
Uh-huh.
Maybe 3 weeks ago. I did a voice for a character as I was reading their text during the stream. And someone was like, I didn't know Dan liked doing voices. I didn't know he could do that. I was like, wow, you caught some weird streams. That Parasite Eve stream was all for nothing, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I couldn't even talk the next day. That was rough.
People have weird impressions.
I don't know. Clearly, I need to do it more or never. I don't know. But anyway, Nier Replicant, super looking forward to playing it. I have no idea when I'm going to be able to.
Yeah,
because it's Returnal and Resident Evil 8 back to back. And other things that are time sensitive. But that's all I played in the last week. Hey, Bob.
Hey.
What did you play?
That's most of what I played. I guess I can talk about Saga Frontier a little bit.
Sure. You also got that?
No, I played it on stream for us. I was the one who played.
You didn't buy your own copy of that afterwards?
No.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Hey, your stream was great. It made me feel less crazy. Because whenever I'm not feeling something, I'm worried. Where I'm like, this is a remaster. It must be like some beloved game and I just didn't get it. But then you did the route that I was assured is the linear one that makes sense. And then I went, oh,
okay. I played 6 of 8. That's insane. That is not the one to start with. I know the one to start with now because I've played 6.
Okay.
God damn it.
Shoot.
There are 2 good options to start with. One is Emiya because it gives you a clear goal that will make you familiar with the game world for the other stories, and it gives you at least 4 characters, like just going through her opening.
Okay.
The other good character is T260G because you also get a couple characters, and it also it has a more confusing story, but it will also get you mostly acquainted with the game world.
This is always a trap where a lot of people gave me suggestions on who to pick after I said I was having a rough time. Most of them said the one Dan and Bob picked. And I think they just wanted me to see that one because they thought it was cool.
It's a combination of that, and I think he has like the most story cutscenes, but the connecting thing and how you progress and how you have, like, you basically can't get party members until near the end is insane.
Yeah.
Like, is not good for starting people.
I mean, for our local Saga stan, Voxandra, even one of the things she wanted to tell us was to play Red first. So I don't know. I'm torn on whether or not this is we tricked them into playing Kamen Rider thing.
Yeah, no, I think it literally is just, it's like Tokusatsu. They should play that.
No, I think it's because Red is like almost the main character in like marketing materials, and like I said, he has the most scenes.
Okay, I gotta be honest. Red's cool as hell. He's the coolest dude. I really enjoyed Red when I played this back in the day. The structure for Red's really bizarre, and the thought that the others are more bizarre is really confounding. But I'm going to give this more of a chance down the road and play more of it. But just like Kamen Rider, I won't tell you guys even if I do.
Yeah,
that section where you were trying to run to the left, but it kept pushing you off. I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to play this game.
Oh, did you get to like on the bridge?
Yeah, when we're on the aircraft and it's being hijacked by pirates, we need to run across a really thin platform before getting blown off the entire ship as we're outside. The feeling of that area and watching Bob get pushed off countless times was making me absolutely lose it. And about 4 times in, I go, maybe we shouldn't even be trying this.
Yeah, I'm confused because I did that twice on my stream instantly with no problems whatsoever.
Well, the thing that happened, I did it just holding left. It seemed like I was pulled out just without anything, like without any reason, just pulled out into the ether and shrunk, and then was at the title screen. So I started holding left and down, thinking, okay, it's pushing me up.
Right.
So I need to hold
you
down.
want to run against it, but instead it's more like a timer.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
so
it's only a timer. Just hold the sprint button and go.
Yeah, you just needed to make the most direct line in the world.
I just need that makes perfect sense, you know? But yeah, I don't have a hyper negative impression of this game, but this game is super weird. You can't say it isn't. Like, it's the weirdest RPG I've ever played.
It's like, and there's so much shit that is barely touched on in any of the stories. Like, did you guys get the impression from the time you played of it that a giant corporation rules the world and does ethnic cleansings?
No, what?
Yeah, they're called Trinity, and they come up in some stories, but like never directly.
All right.
Yeah,
but yeah,
sure.
A giant company called Trinity rules the world.
Okay, sure.
But yeah, I'm not gonna call it like terrible. It's just something that isn't for me.
Yeah, and that's literally how we end our stream. Like, that part of the stream, we say, yeah, no, there's really cool things in this, but it's definitely obtuse. It's pretty archaic. The translation's definitely rough.
That turned me off the most when I was playing the Acellus campaign, and that I couldn't get a grasp on anything in it. And anytime a scene happened, I'm like, this translation's... It's like they didn't touch it at all.
Yeah,
no, they did.
Seems crazy.
The fucked up thing is they touched the names of moves.
Yes,
but none of the text.
Yeah,
unless they had to localize the text because it didn't exist originally, like the one character story and the scenes that they implemented, which you know they did by a modern team.
I mean, it was just like more incomprehensible to me than like this guy are sick.
Yeah, this guy R6 seems a little bit more intelligible than some of the scenes in this. But yeah, so that was our major takeaway, like that it is just a PS1 RPG that maybe wasn't translated with the most budget, has some cool shit in it, but has really weird systems, and it is very obtuse. So there is a market for that. It's not a big market. So I find it hard to do a broad recommendation.
Here's the most insane thing about that I have so far run into playing this. There's a character called Lute, and he's like a bard. He sucks. By the way, he's the worst character in the entire game in terms of like performance and combat. His story, if you didn't have to grind or like build up, you could beat in 15 minutes. In fact, me playing it, like if I did a new game plus of it, I could probably beat it in 15 minutes, and most of that would be running around to get the party members I need. He has by far the most fleshed out final boss, like in terms of resources. It's insane. And he has like all these areas that don't exist in anybody else's story. But it's 20 minutes.
That's so weird. Okay.
To explain to people how weird this game is, okay? Because this perfectly encapsulates the bizarreness of, at very least, Red's campaign. Red's campaign, you wake up on a ship, you're a shipmate, you run around, you talk to a guy, and then it cuts to you in a city. And then you need to find out what's up in the city, and so you walk around the city and you talk to... This lab is full of things that'll kill you. Is that important? Who knows? You leave that part. You go to a different part. You're not gaining levels. You don't see experience. None of this makes sense. You go into the main city and you talk to some kids and then get jumped by like the Putty clan. And
hell yeah.
the Putty show up and they beat the hell out of you because you can't transform, and it's really weird. And you're like, why can't I transform? Oh, they're kids. They'll see my secret identity. I can't go into Common Rider mode. It is only through chat telling us you can only gain stats, because you don't gain levels, you gain stats. You can only gain stats when you're not transformed into your Common Rider form. So go to lab, beat some people up as the normal you, barely, so you could get enough stats to survive the talking to the kids. You go, you fight through a little bit of a cave, and then it shows a giant picture of your character and you're back on the ship, and it's like, I feel like that didn't resolve it all.
You speed up those guys and save the kids, and then you left.
The fever pitch of this insanity, though, is when you hit this giant area, huge area, and Bob explored like 5 different locales around this new city, and nothing happened. And then someone in chat pointed out, oh yeah, they added that story thing. Go check out that story tab they added to the remaster. And it says, yeah, you hit the city, and then you go back to the ship to talk to this character. It's like, what?
Yeah, you don't do anything in the city.
You opened up a city, you shoved us into it. It wasn't like you left us on the ship to just talk to that character naturally. You shoved us into the city as though it was important, but you were supposed to just go around the city, be weirded out, go back to the ship, and then find out what was actually supposed to happen. That is really bizarre and really obtuse and very, very strange. So that encapsulates the energy I feel of Red's campaign, at least.
The most infuriating part is, like, I think they could, if they had paired these characters up or put them into groups, I think it could have worked, because I don't think any of them have enough story to really justify having their own campaign. And some of them do interact with each other in, like, weird ways. So it's like, why don't you put these characters together so your story makes even the remotest amount of sense?
No, then we wouldn't have as many playable characters to put on here on that title screen to select from.
And that is kind of the gimmick, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is the whole game's idea.
But you could have 3 or 4 still.
No, that's not enough.
Anyway, here's the most insane thing I've found so far.
How many times has he said this?
I don't know.
I having a stroke?
Yeah, I know.
The most insane story thing. There is one character has 2 endings. What determines what ending you get is you go into a dungeon and there's a cutscene like a little bit of the ways into the dungeon. To get one ending, you finish going through the dungeon and fight a boss. To get the other ending, which is the canonical one, you just leave.
Okay.
You just leave.
Okay.
You walk out of the dungeon at that time.
All right. But yeah, no.
We made a game to sell a strategy guide. We can just say
that's
that, right?
the thing. Like, I was like, this game works with the strategy guide, I guess. And then Vox was like, well, it was in the manual. I checked the manual because it's scanned and uploaded to the internet. No, there's barely anything in the manual. It doesn't even explain the master system.
Yeah, it's a PS1 RPG manual.
Yeah, the thing's tiny. It has cool pictures, though, and it has character descriptions, which is neat and helps you figure out who to choose.
Although they're the same ones that pop up when you select the character on the title screen.
But it has the full backstory and it has some other info.
Okay.
It's got
the
some
vibe I
stuff,
get
leave it
from
in.
this game.
Yeah, nothing tells you the mechanics.
Yeah, no, and that is what it is, and people are interested in it or they aren't. All I know is I thought that game was really cool, and I walked away from it thinking it was very bizarre but very, very cool back in the day. And then the PS2 Saga game came out.
Ooh.
No.
Oh. Was that also a game made just to sell strategy guide?
No, it's a game made to punish fans.
Oh, okay, cool.
No.
Oh.
They turned it into a board game, but it's still an RPG, but it's weird. I want to see that game again because the last time I saw it is when Bob rented it from Blockbuster and we both checked it out, and I knew Saga was pretty fucking cool. And then we play it and we're like, what the fuck is this? So I need to see that again in 2021.
Yeah, of course.
It's been 18 fucking years or some shit.
Get that retro tank. We get it going.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If I get that Retro Tink 5X Pro this weekend, which I almost doubtedly won't, that's just how it's going to work out, fam. Then I'll do the Lament of Innocence playthrough I promised. I'll do the Bouncer All Endings playthrough I also promised when that thing came out. And we'll check out Unlimited Saga soon. But yeah, that's it for what I played.
Well,
Bob,
don't worry. The director said they were going to HD re-release it.
Unlimited. Yeah, why the fuck did he say that?
Well, he said they were going to do them all.
Saying them all is Unlimited Saga.
He specifically mentioned Unlimited Saga.
That's not a game you should release, let alone re-release.
Yeah, no one should see it.
Anyway, you're going to scare people away from the Saga franchise, and that's not good. That's bad. That's like if you released like the worst Mana game and you were like, the PS2 Mana game.
Yeah.
You're like, this is what Mana is, except for that's still a normal video game shaped video game. It's way better than I expected going into it. We did a Give a Games a Chance live for that as well. Anyway, Bob, did you play anything else?
I only played one other thing.
Okay.
I got to play the Resident Evil 8 castle demo.
Oh, shit.
That castle is still way too dark. I have to max out brightness on everything to see anything in that castle. That sucks.
So you're saying I should get this year's high-end LG OLED?
I'm saying that the detail isn't even rendered. You wouldn't see it.
I don't know, man. It's 200 nits brighter. That's pretty bright.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like there's a big boy in that demo.
There is. You get to check out the shop, which is cool. Otherwise, that demo sucks. Because it's mostly the same areas we went to in the Maiden demo. And yeah, it really doesn't feel like anything new, and it's all dark, and it's bad. So I'm hoping when I have to spend too long in that awful castle.
I'm sure it'll be brighter in the final game. KZ, what did you play?
I played Nier, and then I messed around a little bit with that demo. Yeah, it's dark. Maybe some other rooms in there will be lit in the full release. That might be nice. Maybe they get a couple of candelabras in there.
I heard one of those rooms has a giant vampire lady. That's pretty lit.
I've heard that. Did you see that Capcom specifically paid a big YouTuber that does science stuff to be like, this is what it would be like if she stepped on you?
Fuck you! No! No!
Like the dude got like the gel that they used to simulate like flesh, and it's like it would go through because we matched the weight based on her height, and shit. Like it was a real ass video.
Jesus.
And Capcom specifically sponsored that.
Jesus fucking
for marketing.
Christ.
And I thought the video was delightful. Because it was like clearly something the dude put work into, but I'm like, God damn it, Capcom.
I better not hear any more controversies about people getting mad at the Arxis Twitter for making a joke about Biken's feet or whatever, because y'all asked for this. You very explicitly asked for this. You don't get to complain anymore about the demon you wrought with your hands.
Yes, that's true.
Me sowing. Ha 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 ha. Me reaping. What the fuck? This sucks.
Yeah. Why can't you all be a good boy like me? Just stop being horny.
That is true. Dan is the good boy there is.
Or just allow people to be horny. One of these two. I'd prefer the first one.
I finished my marathon streaming of all the Kingdom Hearts stuff right before we met today.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. Everything went well. We crunched through KH3 this week. That PC port's still fantastic. Streaming it at max settings was started being a little chunky during a couple of things, which I have to assume is just from streaming because I did run through it without streaming and it was fine. Like there's that fight in KH3 against the cubes in the Big Hero 6 world that like become a giant fist and other stuff. Because there's so many of them, the frame rate just dropped to 15, and I was like, oh, that's not great. But aside from that, it was a great time, except when Windows decided to destroy my computer for a few minutes.
Yeah, I screamed a blood-curdling scream when he explained this problem to me, because... okay, just tell them. Just tell them.
All right, so I'm streaming, and then I was going to was going to update something that involved like using Windows Explorer, because you'll just like click a folder and then it just opens up your file explorer, and it wouldn't open. I was like, that's weird. I'll just drag this image to this thing, because you can usually do that to upload things, and it just froze Chrome entirely. And then I'm like, okay, now I'm a little concerned. Maybe I'll just restart Windows Explorer and Chrome through the Task Manager. Open Task Manager. For 1 second it runs, and then it just becomes locked up and frozen. And I'm like, I'm just trapped. I'm going to stop the stream, stop the recording of the VOD, then hit restart, then go about my day. Because Windows Explorer was broken that much, it couldn't write the recording at all. So that recording is just gone forever. I had to go into Twitch and hit download to get the stream video, and I got it. Then didn't notice Twitch also barely functions. It gave me a desynced fucking VOD, where eventually the audio was just not on track for 2 seconds. So I had to upload it to YouTube, download that. All of this because Windows does not work.
Windows 10 is a decaying corpse. None of the updates are fixing shit. They're all changing shit at random and patching in features no one fucking asked for. Thanks for the new look, assholes. Windows Explorer crashes more now than ever.
Oh yeah, Windows Explorer locks up on me constantly when I'm just looking for my files.
It just gave me 5 or 6 more hours of extra work I had to do. When I tweeted, it's like, we're back after Windows destroyed this. And I'm like, Dan's going to see this, and he's going to be so concerned.
I was like, oh, okay, cool. Windows just made him stop and start the stream. That's fine. Oh,
yeah, when I saw that the file didn't give me a thumbnail, I was so upset.
Yep, that's how you know.
Well, you know, when I tried my stream before my power went out and then my internet was out for 24 hours, thank you, internet provider. Yeah, I had Windows Update broke all of my sound settings in OBS for no reason. I could hear my audio coming through the capture card, but nobody else could, and it also turned off my microphone because I would look over I'd look at the mix pre and be like, oh, that's okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
like,
you mean the Windows Update that happened while you were in the middle of a print?
Yep. The Windows Update, the Windows Update that went without my consent while I was trying to save important tax information and walked out of room to get a printed paper. Like, no, you need it. You need it right now.
Yeah, I played with Windows.
It'll break everything you own. I have never in my life gone, this Windows Update fixed anything or improved anything ever.
That's the default. The default is always, I didn't notice something, or now things are worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it should come no surprise to people that I got this MacBook. It's working out fantastically. It's really, really great. Vastly superior than the drastically more expensive laptop we bought in 2019.
I remember that thing. It was big. And ran like shit on multiple streams.
Yeah. If you ever get to see this thing in person, you'll laugh yourself to fucking death the difference between them, because this laptop costs somewhere between $1,600 and $2,000, and the MacBook costs $900. And it feels drastically better to use. It has proper scaling tech like Mac OS has built into it, and Windows doesn't, because the Windows shit just breaks and looks wrong in multiple different fucking ways that I don't want to have to explain to Microsoft stands. And this sounds insane. You would think I've never had this argument before, but I explained and showed off on Twitter in pictures this problem with Windows trying to scale 4K shit, and I had someone come at me nonstop in the most venomous fucking way because they apparently really like Microsoft, a sentiment I can't begin to understand. Like, if you like Xbox, sure. Xbox has provided some decent experiences over the years. Microsoft as a corporation, though, Jesus Christ. Get some taste in your simping. I'd rather see your ass simp for Lady Dimitrescu than fucking see you simp for Microsoft with Windows 10.
I think it's Demetrisk.
I don't know. I haven't heard anyone say the name.
Okay. Well, I know that she barely has to apply pressure to pierce your brain.
Well, that's good. That's important knowledge. Capcom has decided
that video was important because, of course, when she's wearing heels, it's sharp.
Yeah,
it's going straight.
Of course. But anyways, we got this Mac. It's working great. We did that Ratchet Clank stream with it, and it didn't drop any fucking frames. So this thing has been working out great. I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm going to go do some research over on Epos Vox YouTube channel, where they review capture cards and all sorts of streamer equipment and recording equipment. See what they think for external USB 3.0 capture cards. See if we can't get a rig going so this is our backup. So, because we can already record podcasts on it perfectly fine. But I'm interested in getting us to a point where if the PC just shits itself, we can run our streams on it. And I had some equipment come in, so we're going to check that out. As a coincidental side effect of this, our live cam should look better in future streams because we got a device made by the company who makes our camera to be a 4-input 1080p 60 capture card that directly can send things upstream via the HDMI to the camera to adjust focus and zoom and also color grade in camera. So even if we don't do the MacBook thing, there's one advantage that came out of this. Because Jesus Christ, it shouldn't be this bad. Windows 7 was not this bad. It really sucks that all these different devices moved to Windows 10. And it just became you got to move over to that. We didn't make drivers for Windows 7 for your thing. We're not going to do security updates for Windows 7 eventually. What a fucking nightmare. Sorry. It shouldn't be. It should not be like this. It really fucking shouldn't.
I love how we developed into this whole. Like, I streamed Kingdom Hearts Windows died, and you're like, let me tell you about Mac and how I'm gonna kill Bill Gates.
In Minecraft.
Which is unrelated.
In Minecraft, in Roblox, I'm sorry, the FBI knows about the Minecraft bit now.
God. But yeah, no, it's insane. Computers shouldn't be like this. And honestly, guys, I might have just bought a new PC, but I can't.
No.
And for anyone, I've seen
it was purple?
I've seen Apple dipshits out here being like, why aren't these GPU manufacturers like Apple? I could go and buy a Mac. Why can't I buy a GPU? And I'm like, well, that's because they can sell us several million Macs, and you can't sell that many 3090 GPUs, you idiot.
I don't know, boo-boo.
Hi, boo-boo. How about you use your fucking brain?
No.
I don't know, Yogi. Rager Dan's not going to be happy about you scalping those NVIDIA cards.
Oh, this is perfect that his name is Dan.
It's just the thought of Yogi having a picnic basket full of 3090s. Jesus. He's trying to sell it to random humans that show up in the park. Somebody please draw this.
I'm sorry, that's also in the running for title the episode Yogi Bear Scalps 3090s.
Yeah, no, that's really good.
Yes.
That is really good.
Hey, Phil.
Yeah, is that all you played, Casey?
Yeah, Phil, what did you play?
Oh, yeah, what'd you play, Phil?
Okay, I already talked about Saga Frontier, so the only other thing I can talk about is Star Tropics. Yeah, that song's neat. Star Tropics is the most relentlessly difficult game I have ever played in my entire life.
Star Tropics is the most disappointing thing since my son.
I don't think I've ever played a game where I had that hopeless feeling. Like, for almost the entire time. Here's a list of things that have given me that hopeless feeling before. The final boss of Sekiro. Gave me that hopeless feeling. The Orphan of Kos in Bloodborne gave me that hopeless feeling.
Ooh.
The one screen in Mega Man 9 where it shoots instant death lasers at you that you have to freeze with concrete and climb to get to a ladder gave me that feeling. but it's the entire fucking game. The first two areas, by the way, I did not beat it. I got to the final dungeon and then found out that the way Star Tropics saves games is different from every single other game on the NES, so it is not compatible with the Mister no matter what you do. So I will not be continuing that. The game won. But the first two areas are fairly normal. Then you get to the third area, which is a ruthlessly difficult dungeon, and it's like, there's false exits everywhere, and if you take one, it just takes you out of the dungeon. You have to start it over. I'm like, what the fuck? Why would you do this? And some of the ways you progress forward are just, You didn't notice that slightly dark space on the ground in front of that wall that indicates you can go right through the wall if you push against it. You got this item that reveals invisible ghosts. You should have revealed the invisible ghosts. If you destroyed all of the invisible ghosts in this room, one of the walls would explode and create an alternate route.
I'm of the opinion that a lot of what Star Tropics does is very similar spiritual wise, so with the spiritual energy to Zelda 1. But
that part is, let's go with the Zelda comparison. In a Zelda game, you get more hearts. Usually the limit I think in a Zelda game is usually 24. Like if you max out, you have 24 hearts.
I think it's just 20. But anyway.
No, the specific number doesn't matter.
Right.
Things will start to do more damage, but in most Zelda games, most things are going to do at most like a heart and a half or 2 hearts. So as you get more, there's never a point where it's like where you still gain life. You feel like you gained life. You feel like you can take more hits than you could before. Star Tropics doesn't have that because the damage scales so intensely up so fast that it's like by the end of the game, if you have absolutely max health, you have 22 hearts, things are doing 5 or 6 hearts a hit. And when you die, you don't come back with all your hearts or even half your hearts. You come back with 3.
Do you think that might have something to do with your save file system not working?
I don't know. Maybe.
I personally don't know. I haven't played that game.
No, not a fucking chance.
Okay.
Not a fucking chance.
Okay. I haven't played that game in a really long time.
Because at the very least, that might affect the continue system, which starts you with 3 hearts. But it would not affect the lives, because the game has lives, that you have to lose all the lives before you start the dungeon over. And it's not like I'm losing my max hearts. It's just, no, you start with 3 hearts.
Oh, okay. It's not affecting your max hearts. Got it.
Yeah, it's not maxing the effects hearts, because it's just the game is merciless on every conceivable level. It's like, okay, here's some life, and you're like, good. You'll never start with more than 3.
It's like you went to the network video and you're like, hi, I would like to rent this game, and the guy's like, oh, okay, here, I'll save you some time, and he takes you to the back and he feeds your arm into a paper shredder.
Here's a weapon upgrade that makes your attack do twice as much damage and it goes twice as far because it's a yo-yo and you get like a flail.
Wrong.
I'm like, oh, that's great. And it's like, if you have less than 6 hearts, it downgrades to the first version, which means your weapon will always start downgraded.
See, this is very funny to me because that game, Star Tropics, is on my list of games I'm going to avenge my youth on this year. So as you keep detailing all these insane things, I'm like, now everyone will know how insane this is to go in. Now Bob has an idea.
Yeah.
A lot of the bosses are pretty much designed to be dealt with these sub-weapons. If you die, you lose all your sub-weapons, and a lot of the times it will put you, your checkpoint will put you after where you got them. So if you die on the boss once, it's like, no, you lost all the stuff you would have used to fight that boss.
It's rough.
You looking forward to it,
Bob? Every possible thing. Also, it seems like they just designed the game without the way the game's movement works in mind. Star Tropics is tile based. So like if you're walking in one direction and you want to turn around, you have to tap that direction once to turn around. You don't move, and you have to tap it again to move one tile in that direction. And despite that, there's a lot of shit that's like move fast or die instantly.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really weird.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal.
Like, that's super light NES game. I'm surprised it plays like that.
Yeah, the Super NES was out by the time this thing came out.
It's a first-party Nintendo game.
Yep.
Which usually are not psychotically difficult. The only thing I can conceive of is they made this game for the American market. They knew they were making it for the American market. It never came out in Japan. They were like, well, fuck those rental kids.
Yeah, that's for sure a part of it. I'm not sure that I can sign up for Nintendo games usually aren't brutally difficult because Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 are absolutely dick kickers. Like Zelda,
they aren't this big of a dick kicker.
Dude, Zelda 2, if you die, you get sent back to the hometown. You don't reopen a fast travel from that entire half of the map to the second half for a really long time. So you just have to travel through those insanely annoying caves for like the first 4 temples. It sucks. I really like that game, but it is such a ball buster.
The moment that almost broke me, where I almost went, fuck it, I'm not playing this anymore on a stream ostensibly about beating it, was I had gotten pretty far in a dungeon. I go through a door, and by the way, it fucking loves false paths, where it's like, you went into a room full of monsters, there's nothing in here, now go back out and take the other way.
Oh no, I'm a fool.
But I walk through a path. I go through a door. I die instantly because it had deposited me on the other side of a doorway through a block that falls almost immediately after you step on it. So I go through the map. I did not hit jump in this direction on frame 1, and so I die instantly.
Oh, that seems reasonable.
Yeah.
And by the second half of the game, it just stops giving a shit. It's like to progress, you have to stand on this tile that has an invisible pit that drops you into another room that gives you the route to progress. The pit is invisible. There is no indicator in the graphics at all that pit is there. Or you got to walk through this wall to progress. Well, okay, they put like a shadow in front of invisible pathways usually. No, they quit doing that halfway through the game. It's just no, motherfucker. It's so frustrating. I look forward to seeing how you contend with it, Dan.
Yes, I am also very excited. It's been a long time since we did an Avenging My Youth of something truly brutal, and that was Zelda 2. Conquest of the Crystal.
Castlevania 3 after.
I would say Castlevania 3 is easier than Zelda 2.
Ooh.
Keep in mind, I played Akumajo Densetsu, so not the American version.
Bless you.
The American version of Castlevania 3 is harder. Because they're fucking idiots.
Like Star Tropics is neat. There's neat things in it. I'm pretty sure your uncle is a white supremacist because all his passwords are important dates to the American Revolution.
He's just a big fan of American history is all. That's all.
It's like, gee, Uncle Joe, why's the password to the submarine 1488? Like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Mike. Just save me from these fucking aliens.
Someday you'll understand, but for now,
it's my duty to. The game really does have those overtones. Looking at it from a modern perspective, because one area is like, thank God that American crashed his ship into our strait and kept the British from colonizing us. We love America.
It does have a "We Love America" energy to it. That's insane, but distinctly
which is funny because no Americans were involved with it. I don't think.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that worked for Nintendo of America that they put in the comic? And he's like, I moved all the things out of Nintendo storehouse.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Who wears the bow
Howie,
tie?
yeah. Howard Phillips.
Howie.
Howard Phillips.
I feel like the protagonist of Star Tropics is based on him visually.
Maybe.
Like it's just an energy the guy has, where he has like a very goofy ginger energy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think about Mike Jones here?
Okay, 1 second.
I think.
Okay, yeah. What?
Oh wow!
Just cool ginger kid.
I've never seen the bigger art. I've only seen like his sprite.
I believe that image is from Star Tropics 2. I could be wrong.
Yes, that is from Star Tropics.
Fun fact: I also owned that growing up.
Everybody says that game's even more difficult than the first one,
and they are right.
Oh.
Yep. So honestly, after Star Tropics 1, that was kind of also maybe on the list.
Oof.
You should. This is where Phil needs to start a show of, I don't know, maybe giving this a shot. I guess the game.
I'm
mutually distinct from giving games a chance.
Sure, I would need to do that once I beat The Adventures of Bayou Billy, by which I mean beating Mad City, the Japanese version of The Adventures of Bayou Billy that is a video game any human being can complete.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I dodged the bullet on these Star Tropics games. They seem real bad.
They're great. They have a great sense of charm. There's so much fun energy in them. If you played them when they came out, they even made any level of sense.
If it wasn't just if it wasn't just so difficult, it was constantly dropping a bowling ball on my dick. Like, yeah, it'd be fine. It'd be like a real strong NES game. But instead, it's like, no, fuck you, kid, die.
To be fair, this is Star Tropics is the exact video game you would all want to see Arino go through. So it's a good game. Everyone wants to see the host of Game Center CX go through that. Ergo,
Ever done Star Tropics?
I think somebody implied he did at some point, but I've never seen that episode. Obviously, now I can't see that episode because it would spoil me on it, just like I couldn't watch the Ocarina of Time one until I did the Avenging My Youth for that. But anyway, did you play anything else, Phil?
No, that's all.
You didn't get a chance to play Genshin PS5 edition?
No, because I was going to do that on stream, and then my power went out, and then my internet went out for 24 hours. Maybe we'll get to it the weekend after we record this.
Yeah, I was really upset when that happened.
I played it a little bit. The main difference seems to be some textures are better, and it loads significantly faster, which it already loaded a lot faster, just the PS4 version on PS5, because they did a pretty good upgrade patch.
Also, I think it's 10 gigs smaller, which is pretty nice.
Hell yeah.
It did download pretty fast.
Starting to get used to the 2 stages of PS5.
Uh-huh.
We put out a patch that makes it do a little bit better. Then we put out the real thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it starts using the haptics also, where it's but in weird ways, where it's like you're gliding, so now there's like weird wind going through the DualSense. I'm like, this seems cool, but you didn't do anything with the haptic triggers for bows. It's weird. You made weird choices.
Yeah. Hopefully that's disableable.
Yeah.
Oh, well. It's time to talk about news.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh, fuck, news.
Yes, that's right. News. Oh, wait, shit. No, Podlords.
The pod news, right?
Yeah. Well,
Podlords.
Yes, that's right. The Podlords. Podlords such as Ely Broyles, Corey Brown, Thievius Raccoonus Mess, Red Blaze 27, Communist Gangster Computer Juice Frost, Suzu Shiro, Emperor Zero, Sheeby Weeby returns with a vengeance.
Where'd you go?
Persona 5 Striker / Royal PS5 update with 4K 60 ray tracing and replacing Morgana with a superior character.
Oh, I'm just imagining certain plot points in Persona 5, but with Gex.
God, that's a horrible looking Gex. Jesus.
9-inch side Kamoshida's colon.
Oh,
If you tear a hole in a net, there will be fewer holes in the net. 101 Shades of Wonderful remastered. Gary Busey, but his mouth is really tiny.
Oh, I don't like it.
oh,
I don't like
Cory Bushi.
I would eat one cookie at a time.
WTF Spider-Man. Da Banny. We're going to a dimension where I always win. Some Twitter user. Hey, look at my dog. His name is Bruno. He's a good pupper.
Look at that fucking flat fuck Friday. I love it.
Nothing shall forestall his return. And then they included the blurriest JPEG I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
It's the GAC card. I got that in my game this week.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I felt like I was shot because it was random. That just appeared. Gone.
DFW 3K. Practicing for Returnal by playing drunken robot pornography. How does that? Alright. Shiny Mew wishes all their fellow Podlords a very pleasant remembering to change their name and image. Santi Kunai. Kristen. Devil Summoner Raido Kuzunoha versus Digital Devil Saga. Switch Edition. New. Super.
Buster fully charged.
Scrimblow Blimblow 12. Scrimblow's crippling addiction to PCP.
Happy birthday, Scrimblow.
Small Turtleberry. He's coming for you.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
That's one of my favorite. I'm gonna be honest.
Slow and steady gets the doink.
Yep. Kyle Bjork. So Bob, I have a new emote idea. It's Banny, but she's burning down a rainforest.
Oh no. Don't do it. Protoman says to do it, but don't do it.
Hold on. Why has Banny become those renders from Devil May Cry 5?
AG's bird fact time. The poto, a close relative to the hummingbird, is underappreciated. Use them for enemy designs, please. This bird is really great. Look at it.
Yeah. It's very excited.
Very powerful. Zilter. My friends keep calling my username Lordy Farts instead of Lordy Fars. Help.
That's so unfortunate.
That is really unfortunate.
No.
They repaired my OLED. It's time for Melty Blood. Chase Ray. Blig de blue. Schlig des boo. Couldn't think up a name, so I'll just reveal that I've been Shining Gurren all along.
What?
Oh, no.
I don't know what they were previously, so I don't know how good this was working.
It's impossible to keep track of platforms. Not much gaming. Got to do taxes. That's unfortunate. Daniel, I can't go on like this. I have to go back to before I absorbed dark powers and became a rant Sona. I have to find him. Hey, Podler. Address anyone else next time. Thank you. The Wrathy of Jaffe.
Frenemy of the show.
He has such luscious hair.
Este es Miguel Dile. Hola.
Hola, Miguel.
Hola, Miguel.
Bonjour.
Electrical Summoner Raiko Kuzunoha versus Digital Dwebble Saga Switch Edition.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay.
I love Dwebble.
Dwebble is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Jason
White Boy Summer.
Lamu throwing a magic ball of exotic spices into Janemba's abdomen, killing him instantly because he's in hell for being British.
Janemba dissolving alongside his plate of bangers and mash.
That's great. That's great. Me and Bob should rate this highly.
Let me. No, my sandwich that is just butter and French fries.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Key Zutsune excellent or something. Fucking I don't know. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Nier Replicant seal of quality. John Goku.
Yes. From the iconic fucking Dragon Ball Evolution PSP game that is just reskinned Budokai.
Yup.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's very good.
it's like the Dragon Ball version of Street Fighter 2, the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically. Indigo Sykes. Swag Marth. Chester will be my Podlord bit from now on. He likes hearing his name. Hashtag shout out to Chester.
Hi, Chester.
Hey, Chester. Hey, Chester.
I'll give you a little shake.
Your dog's gonna start believing in ghosts.
Oh no.
Hey, Chester. I'm a ghost.
Shall we?
Maria Kondedzovna Eve, thanks you for shopping at Walmart. Patreon! This backend sucks ass, but I have to use it anyway.
Should I keep this in? This is funny.
Yeah, you go ahead and keep this in, and I'll think about doing things myself. Anyway. Sony brought back the online store. Nintendo updated Animal Crossing. The Bell brought back potatoes. Bully Corporation more. Yeah, that's correct, yes. That's absolutely on the fucking money. Don't go after individual employees. That's stupid. But
Yeah.
Bully Corporation
Unless
more,
it's the CEO, then it's fair.
Right.
Yeah, no, CEOs aren't human.
No.
So there you go. Evil Lucario. Mondo. And another raccoon. Is this a different picture of the record? Thank you very much to our podlords.
I'm sure it is. Thank you, Podlord.
Thank you,
Thank you,
podlords.
Podlord.
Thank you, Podlords.
But
And if
Mr.
you'd like to
Fields,
become a
I would like to
I was building up to it. I was taking a deep breath. Give the bit room to
taking a deep
breathe.
breath that was filled with words.
If you'd like to become a Podlord, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get many benefits such as early access to Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool, our 2 anime review podcasts, Cursed Content Club commentary tracks, Cursed Content by Committee, a Patreon exclusive user-voted show, which is the same as Cursed Content except exclusive. Also, you get a commentary track with that, and extended armchair dev pitches, wherein you get to hear our ideas before we decided to weaponize them. That's patreon.com/gbpodcasts, and if you can't contribute, you can always help by spreading the word.
Yeah, it's always important. Got to get that word out. Get more people to understand our great bits.
Right?
Go to the Apple Store, find us on iTunes, and subscribe us on every single device in the Apple Store that they let you touch.
And rate it. You put in those reviews, those push us up. That's very important.
Yes.
Bob,
Yeah.
we're in news. Tell me about this. Tell me about your top one.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they put out 18 minutes of Lost Soul Aside gameplay. They also announced a PS5 version at that Asian, I think China PlayStation
China
event.
Joy?
Yes, it was a PlayStation China event that you could only watch on Chinese streaming services.
Yes. It was quite something. But this 18 minutes of footage looks pretty nice. We haven't seen this game in like 2 more years.
Yeah.
I think it's 2018 is the last time we thought.
I don't know. Somebody
Yes.
ask Mystic Ryan. He knows.
But
I
yeah,
remember following it like right when it got announced and went, "This is sick." Of course, it was inspired by a Versus 13 trailer.
Yeah.
yeah, that's very clear.
And then I watched this and lost my mind.
Yeah, now it actually has music, voice acting, squeeze shrews.
Oh, fuck
It's a real
now it's a game.
Yeah, now it's a game.
That's how I know.
They should delete the PS4 version so that we can get the squeeze throughs out.
100%
Yeah.
These last 2 generations will look like an absolute joke going back. By the time
Yeah.
we're done here.
God. But yeah, the musician they got for the composer actually worked on like Devil May Cry 5. He apparently worked on Subhuman for that, and then he did Resident Evil 2 remaster work. So the tracks sound pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see a ton more combat, lots of new weapons, lots of just craziness.
God,
It still looks a little janky, but it's like, okay.
Oh yeah.
This looks like it'll at least be fun to play.
Yeah, I think it's still like a small team because initially it was just the one guy. Then Sony went, "This is insane! What only you have done."
Right.
So we'll actually.
Sony
get
gave him
you
30 people, I think. So that's total,
okay.
which is still pretty small by modern standards.
Right.
Yeah. The big boss you fight in this looks insane, and then the finishing move you do it is just so much cheese. I love it. Where he goes full anime killing this thing.
I really appreciate the Virgil fight against his Virgil, who summons a million swords and then makes a bigger sword out of all those swords to try and swing at you.
Yes.
And they also showed some like him surfing on his giant sword. That looks real janky. I'm hoping that gets a little better.
They have that like sliding down hills thing that Jedi Fallen Order did like 18 times. But you can tell that they're still working on it because the model just doesn't move. He's just statically standing and just sliding down.
Yeah, so he tried to hide that by riding on the sword for a bit. It's like going real slow.
I loved it. I'm like, this isn't done, but you're so small that it's very endearing.
But yeah, I have hope for this.
Yeah.
I think it'll be neat. Glad to see more Chinese companies and people making stuff because I feel like that's the only way we're getting more action games because they want to make them.
You're correct. I don't know why Western studios fucking hate action games so much, but they do.
Yeah, it's like Melee Combat, never.
Not
Not
a million years.
This is our super like this is like our lower budget but like more anime stylized like action RPG. And then you have your big budget insane one with the fucking Wukong game.
Yeah, that one's insane.
Where it doesn't look real.
There's that one that one Chinese game this week that they announced was coming over that I can't remember the name of. Like, it's coming in September and it'll even be in English. I mean, obviously it'll be in English if they're bringing it over. Let me try and find the name of it real quick because it looked pretty interesting. Like, it looked like their long-running RPG, like it was like the 7th entry.
Huh. Well, he's looking for that. Bob, move on to your next.
Sure. Yoshinori Ono.
Yoshinori Ono. Yeah.
He became president and COO of Delightworks, which does Fate Grand Order.
Oh.
So yeah, he's over there now. The founder and current president of Delightworks is becoming the chairman and CEO. So not really a change up too much there. Just kind of pushed into the side a little bit. It seems like, I guess those are smaller roles. And Ono's going to be leading the company going forward. That's interesting. Very different from anything else he's done before. People already seen artwork of people hoping for Saber crossovers in Street Fighter.
Okay, that'd be good.
That would be. Saber gets into Smash, and the message is like something about tacos.
Yes, we need it. In other Saber news,
Oh no! What?
we got a date
my god!
for everyday today's menu for Emiya Family. God, that's such a terrible name.
What doesn't it just roll off
Every
the tongue?
day's great at your June.
Yes.
Every day today's menu for Emiya Family is a great thing to say and not completely insane. It sounds like you're having a seizure.
Let me see if Crunchyroll has a better translation for that name, because I bet they do.
Any human who said it wrong has a better translation for that.
Today's
I don't know.
menu
The fake
for the
characters
Emiya
cooked
Family.
some shit.
Yes.
I mean, just cut
that's
off
way better.
Cutting off every day is way better.
Okay. Yeah, so that's actually coming to the States June 2nd.
Okay, what is that? Does that involve tacos?
That's a cooking game where you get to feed Saber.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, you make your dishes.
Uh-huh.
You can have help from various other characters. I don't know if Saber can help you cook. I can't remember right now. But you can definitely feed her.
Is this Switch exclusive?
This is Switch exclusive right now.
Okay.
It's gonna hit the eShop only, so no physical release.
Oh, jeez.
They only mentioned the Japanese voice actors on the website, but I still have hope for the English ones too.
Well, you know, you get that limited run games release and get your statue of Saber with it. And a tiny taco.
It's like, it doesn't come with the tacos. I don't know if I want this.
And it comes with like a plastic taco, like those McDonald's like play toy sets where it's like a fake small burger.
They also showed you can dress up Saber.
Okay.
It's very important features.
Very cool.
And my last piece of news, they announced Chris for King of Fighters 15, which I was surprised to find he doesn't have a last name or anything. He's a member of the Orochi team.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've been waiting for this guy to be announced. He hasn't been in a long time. Real cool. He like does crazy punches where he like disappears and stuff, and then his super move looks really bad, but it's great. Because he just...
What's going on? I watched this trailer. I don't know anything about this character. Like, midway through the trailer, he's doing like a horizontal thing, and it just looks it doesn't look done. And I'm like, but it is done, isn't it?
That's how it looked in the original games he was in. So what he does is he slaps you repeatedly, like 3 times in a row, teleporting forward each time. It looks not done, but it's done.
Yeah, that looks great.
We're gonna go to Feels News next, so that way we can get the down note done. Go.
First, that game is called Zhanwan Sword 7.
Okay. Oh, the other Chinese action game.
Yeah, it's getting console release in the West later this year. The PC version's on Steam, but I don't think it's reviewed very highly because I think it's really unoptimized. Which, luckily, the brute strength of the PS5, because it has a PS4 version, I think, we'll just solve that with a power saw.
Hopefully.
It looks real cool though, so I'll definitely probably check it out when that happens. Toys for Bob is now working on Warzone Season 3. God is dead. Dan left me with some links in here I have to click.
Yep, you can all
let's
click these
them.
links. First link is linking to someone who was a designer at said company, quote, tweeting the announcement tweet from Toys for Bob and saying, "I no longer work at Toys for Bob," crying face. Or
Yeah,
Sweat.
designer, Skylander,
Okay.
Spyro, Crash, now gone.
And then there's a second tweet I've included, which is a designer and a character designer and illustrator worked on Crash 4 and some other stuff. Spyro Reignited, doing a sad face and a waving emoji while quote tweeting the same announcement.
And another reply that they said it's the end of an era.
Then I included a third tweet from yet another person. Oh wait, did I include the same link twice on accident? Or
You
did I?
did.
Oh
You did
no, the third tweet went into the ether. Let me go re-get that tweet. 1 second. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Nintendo's gonna copyright this fucking episode of Big Thing. Okay. There you go. I fixed it. It's yet another artist, concept artist for Crash 4 and the Spyro Reignited trilogy, who literally posted Emperor's New Groove Crying Llama or Alpaca.
Wow. So
they
it's
just-
basically
so-
just
so-
like
so they're
anyone
dead.
who
Yeah.
anyone who doesn't has no desire to make a video game that isn't Call of Duty leaves. They just leave.
Did they leave? I got the impression from these tweets that they were laid off.
Oh,
Because these are artists.
Yeah, they probably were.
yeah. I guess that ends up being the same basic thing. It's like, okay.
So there's no Toys for Bob's dead. They're just a dead company now. That they're one of those zombies that work on Call of Duty all the time.
That's really
Why they
sad.
keep doing this to all the beautiful remaster people?
Because Activision is insane and thinks selling 4 to 5 million units is a failure.
Well, you see, we're transitioning to a new console gen. We did that stuff because it was the end of an old console gen, so the kids were in. Now the kids aren't in, so we can't do it anymore.
Oh, is that how that works?
I think that's one part of their brain.
Jesus.
You couldn't make it for like last gen also, and then do a cooler new gen version and get everybody.
No.
We just have to kill it.
Yeah.
We there's that joke that occasionally comes up where it's like, oh, Microsoft's going to put the studio in the Forza mines. Because usually that's predicated on they put out a game and it doesn't sell and it reviews badly. Here it's they put out a game, it does well, and people like it, and they're like, okay, go to the fucking Call of Duty or fucking Blizzard mines.
Yeah.
It's like your reward for doing well is to not do something you probably want to do.
Well, yeah, but Activision doesn't think they did well. Activision thinks they failed.
Yeah, I know.
Because Activision is staffed by lunatics who are like, why didn't Crash 4 sell 18 million copies? That's what the collection that was released on every single platform, I think at $40 at launch, sold. Why didn't you sell that many? You only sold like 5 million. You have to die.
I just think it's funny to actually see the real version of the Forza mines just active, like right there before her eyes.
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah, this isn't. Last year was really cool where they just announced that in Tony Hawk out of nowhere, and then they're coming out, and they were great. From what I know, I haven't played Crash 4, and now both of those studios won't be making anything cool like that.
I'm pretty sure that few things will ever age more poorly than us saying Activision is turning it around during gaming.
God fucking damn it!
Yeah, no, they really just started shooting immediately after we did that.
That shit, when it released, it fucking aged after 4 days or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't good. It sucked ass.
And it continues to suck more and more ass.
the Call of Duty mines are even worse than the Blizzard mines, honestly. This is real sad.
Oh, yeah, because the Diablo 2 remaster is something anyone wants.
Right, and there's potential for things people want at Blizzard.
Call of Duty Warzone, wanting more of that makes you subhuman.
Yeah.
Being like, I need more of this at the cost of other beautiful things makes you a monster.
It's like and these they had done Skylanders and stuff, so it's just Activision going, we are Call of Duty company now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because it felt like they were veering away from that.
Yeah, they were
last year, and now this year, no,
not anymore. Enough.
Insane.
God, I'm so upset. Fuck Humble Bundle. That's what we're moving to. Fuck Humble Bundle. If you don't know, Ziff Davis and IGN acquired Humble Bundle a couple years ago.
Be nice to Ziff
Davis. Fuck him. They are limiting the amount of money you can give to the charity of each Humble Bundle to 15% now.
You used to choose the split to whatever you wanted.
You would choose the split to whatever you wanted. If you wanted if you wanted like the charity to get all of it and the fucking devs to go fuck, you could do that. If you wanted the devs to get all of it, if you wanted for some bizarre reason Humble Bundle to get all of it, you could do that. And then I guess if Davis decided, well, there's a little too much charity going on in our charitable organization. Let's talk about the charity as if Davis.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Davis. I don't know who that is.
Like, what stuns me is how like openly evil it is. Like they didn't even start with like 40 or 50 where they could plausibly go like, we understand that charity is important, but it's also important to us that the devs get paid and that Humble Bundle makes enough money to cover our organizational costs. But no, they jump right to no. Fuck you, charity. Who the fuck cares? Fuck you.
Yeah, it's surprising they went this hard, this fast. Like I expected it to be, well, Humble Bundle has to take at least 50% or 25% or something, and then you can do whatever you want with the rest. But no, this is insane.
When I heard this news, it was so incomprehensible to me. Somebody was like, "Oh, they limited they limited it to 15%." I'm like, "Oh, okay, they make you do at least 15%." And then someone goes, "No, that's the max." And I literally had the Drew Scanlon look from Giant Bomb going, "Fucking what?" Like that's, dude, are you fucking serious? I normally gave like most of my money to the devs or charities, like by a huge amount. Like if they had a good charity up, I would donate most of it to that. And if I really like the dev, I would do that. What the fuck are you talking about? 15%? Go fuck yourself. Jesus Christ.
Oh, there's not even a slider anymore. The two options are now 5% and 15%.
Fuck you.
So you don't get to adjust the devs or Humble Bundle at all?
No, you don't get it's either 85% publishers, 10 Humble, 5 charity, or I guess Humble gets cut out entirely on the latest one and it's only publishers.
What the fuck?
Jesus. Yeah.
Like just transparently vile. And let's finish off with the other positive news.
Oh, okay.
Microsoft wants to push PC as an Xbox platform. They specifically said they want people to consider PC an Xbox platform. I'm like, I bet you fucking do. They said we're gonna try and fix the Microsoft Store on PC.
Good luck.
Is it possible?
No.
Oh, okay.
All they have to do is change literally everything about it.
Yeah, literally
okay.
everything.
Can we get Staten on this too?
Like, some of our younger listeners might not know that there was a Microsoft Store on PC before the Microsoft Store on PC. It was called Games for Windows, and it was one of the worst things ever conceived by a human. It didn't work ever. Any game you bought that had to use Games for Windows Live was like a selling point against it because you had to deal with that thing that was broken more often than it worked. And any game that had ever used it, you would have to go. It wouldn't work. You'd have to mess with something to make the fucking game work. Like it was abysmal.
Yeah.
And the current Microsoft Store is better, but if they improve at their current rate of improvement, the Microsoft Store on PC should be usable by 2074.
Yeah, that was about where I was putting it to.
I was like the heat test in the universe, right?
No, it was unusable.
Fable.
Now it's merely terrible. In 10 years it will be bad. In 10 more years it will be sort of bad. And then 10 years after that it could be worse. And then, another 10 years and they'll be like, "Oh, this is okay." They also said that they will give discounts to purchasing games for Game Pass holders, which makes me think that every single thing everybody says about that just gutting your sales is probably true. Because this feels explicitly like a move. Please buy the game when it goes off Game Pass.
Yeah, we know you like this game now, and if we give you the idea that you can own it for cheaper than you would otherwise, then maybe you'll make the leap now. Because, yeah, of course, putting your game on Game Pass guts sales. Who the fuck? Basically, no one buys shit that they already have for free. Let me tell you, every time I've done that, Resogun on the PS4, because I knew I wouldn't have Plus at some point, and I didn't for most of that gen. That's the only time I could think of, yeah, I have this as a part of a subscription. I need to buy it as well. Can anyone else on this fucking podcast name one time they've done that?
Never like specifically those things. Like I had Mega Man 9 and 10 on PS Plus because they were on PS Plus once, and then I bought
the collection.
Bought the collection, but never explicitly that because why would I?
Yeah, why would you? Like fucking another example is the Master Chief Collection. I technically have it on PC because of Game Pass Ultimate. Game Pass Ultimate on PC is such a fucking nightmare. I bought it on Steam because the updates are at 100th the size.
Are you saying that
and it works?
that playing it through Steam was enough to make you just spend that extra money and not use the Microsoft Store?
Yes,
what?
yes.
Oh my god!
What a concept. So yeah, all they have to do is just give up on selling it to me, and I'll buy it if I have it on Game Pass.
I did the Game Pass trial to play Battletoads in the Outer Worlds. That might be the worst. Game Pass on PC might have the worst UI of anything I've ever used.
Yes, it sucks really bad.
Because it's like, how do I download this? Where's the download button? I'm clicking all these different tabs for this one game. It's like, let me download the fucking game.
Yeah, and what was it? One of the people co-hosting KZ Stream, or maybe it was a chat member, was talking about it downloaded the wrong region for them before in the past.
Yeah, I've heard of that happening with Phantasy Star a lot.
Yeah, that's what did it. It was the same
talking
store.
To my friend Nep's like, yeah, they updated PSO2 and it just made the game the Japanese version.
Yep. So, yeah, you're gonna have to do a lot of fucking work to fix this fucking thing. The better revenue split, to clarify here, the people are saying it's 12%. So 12% is Microsoft's cut, 88 goes to devs.
Yeah, which is a lot better than Steam's cut, which is they still get 30.
Weird. I can't believe that the dominant market force is okay taking a 30% cut, and the people bleeding billions or millions of dollars to get people on their platforms are willing to give devs a better cut. I guess that's the one-time competition helps in these very specific circumstances.
I'm very sorry to any devs listening to this. I don't know if my co-hosts fucking agree with what I'm about to say. So don't assume they said it. You're bad about this. Yeah. The only time I'm going to take the developer split into consideration about where to buy things is if everything between the two platforms is equal.
Let me put this okay, in terms that people can understand, okay? All right. Hey Dan. Oh, what's up, Dan? I'll sell you this game, okay? And 70% of it goes to the devs, and I'm like, geez, I wish they got more. 1 second, I've got a second door you can walk through to buy this game. But the second door, every time you play this game, you have to talk to that one person who knows you, who's really fucking annoying, and you don't have the guts to just tell them to eat shit and leave you alone. Every time you want to boot it, you have to have a conversation with them. But the dev will get 18% more money. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna get the 70 and appreciate it. Because there's no way I'm consorting with that every fucking time I want to play a fucking video game. That's what it feels like.
I don't think a lot of people know. On the Windows Store, now correct me if I'm wrong, I believe you can't use mods.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
They lock that shit down, which is insane. This endeavor is doomed as long as that is true.
Yeah, I was co-hosting KZ Stream, and it's a funny Kingdom Hearts 3 mod stream. And someone goes, this is the strength of PC gaming, Dan. I'm like, I know. I say that shit all the time. Now, if only Microsoft knew that modding was the strength of fucking PC gaming.
Yeah.
If Microsoft wasn't so fucking stupid, they could utilize the PC landscape to give themselves an enormous boost. But they have no idea how to do that, and anybody at the company with an idea how to do that isn't being listened to.
I stopped entertaining that there are human beings at Microsoft a little while ago, I realized. Because none of the decisions on Windows 10 seem sane.
Yeah, none of the decisions on that, on any of the Xbox marketing, on anything recently seems like it's put together by the same person.
Like you're trying to tell me a human being came up with Series S and Series X? Anyone should have been able to say that out loud once and gone, no, that's bad. A machine might think that, though. I don't know. But yeah, so at some point, my brain just stopped imagining humans making these decisions and started entertaining that it's all algorithm driven. Like none of them actually, no humans make executive choices anymore. Anyway, let's move the fuck on.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
This is related to Microsoft, I guess.
Okay.
Did you see that rumor that popped up this evening?
Yes, I did.
That IO Interactive is prototyping a fantasy game with dragons in partnership with Xbox Game Studios.
Yep.
Well, those are the guys making Hitman,
that's a million.
right?
Yes, the Hitman people are making a dragon IP for Microsoft. I hope a dragon IP at Microsoft goes well.
No, they're not allowed to make those anymore. Not after what they did.
Oh no, it's gone bad 2 times already. If not
Wait,
more.
what was the other one?
The Crimson
Dude,
Dragon.
what was the other one?
Oh yeah, Crimson Dragon did go like a fucking nightmare because of the microtransaction. What do you have against people who like dragons, Microsoft?
You know what? I saw that and I was like, they're not buying them. Whatever. Microsoft can do whatever the fuck they want with their money as long as it isn't buying more.
How'd that go for the studios that they fucked over and then bought?
Oh god, this is another one of those schemes, isn't it?
No, it's fine. I'm not going to insinuate that this is another one of those schemes. I'm just going to note it's fucking happened. But whatever.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm gonna hope that at this point everybody in the industry understands their shit.
No.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're also working on the 007 game.
That's true.
Which I imagine is they will focus more on that because they were born for that game.
Yeah, this seems to be like early in the prototype stages, so who even knows if it'll happen?
Yeah, I just think it's funny. It's like, stop making dragon games. You're not allowed.
Yeah, we might be at Xbox Catalog X and Xbox Catalog S by the time this thing ships. So
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I know. If you want a dragon game, fucking ask fucking Cliffy B about their dragon.
No.
Yeah, I'll take his dragon game. I want to see him take Microsoft money and do something horrible.
no, see this dragon.
I want to see that. I want Tubin on Game Pass.
Yeah, I was gonna say this dragon's really cool. You see, he has shades, he's buff, and he surfs.
Didn't he put out art of like samurais fighting dragons or something? It was like, yeah, this is a game concept.
Bob, you
God.
should be making tweets like that.
You should just tweet that.
That's just the whole tweet. Yeah, this is my game concept.
I mean,
you should do that
He
again.
actually did.
I feel like you could do this as just a Twitter account. Like that's all the account does is just light up with a tweet every once in a while. Yeah, this is my game concept.
Is there even a drawing or is it just a text?
There's always a really bad drawing.
Okay, great.
GigaBob's fucking game concept art. And sometimes people are like, is this an armchair devs one? It's like, no, he just got bored.
Oh, since we were making fun of the Xbox game store, I want to be equal. 524 days after it launched, Stadia now has a search feature.
Google's that search bar company,
for
right?
anything on Stadia ever.
That's true.
The search bar company took almost 2 years to add a search bar to their fucking store.
It's weird because it's going to shut down within the next year.
Yeah, they only did this to save face.
I want to say this. Epic Game Store has a search bar.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is Stadia is the most embarrassing. It's not a real platform. The fact one of my favorite developers shipped the game on that and Apple Arcade drives me insane. Like what?
Into getting an Apple product.
I just no. That I already played their game on Apple Arcade.
Yeah, they
It's
didn't put the
that
same game on both of them. They made an exclusive Stadia game.
They made it a Stadia exclusive game after making an Apple Arcade exclusive game. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, Q Games, can you please just ship games on normal platforms again? I understand that there is money being handed out by Google and Apple for shipping on their ship, but Jesus fucking Christ.
See you in a minute, Luna.
Luna's a million times more valid than Stadia because it's just a PC. It's just a PC running your game.
Yeah, it'll also have more games by Stadia than Stadia by like 3 months from now.
Maybe
Because it has like 105 right now, I think, and
my
Stadia has like
God.
147.
That's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Yeah, no, it was inevitable.
Yeah, because the concept's a billion times simpler. It's just a fucking PC in the cloud. You didn't have to invent a console. No one made Google do that.
Yeah, what the fuck were they thinking?
I have no fucking idea.
They didn't want to pay the margins.
And then they bragged about how powerful it was, and it's getting its shit kicked by these new consoles. Fucking idiots. Anyways, hey KZ, we got some other news?
Yeah, there's a rumor coming out that NetherRealm's working on a Marvel fighting game.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I'd really prefer them to be working on their own stuff at this point because they're so big and good. But sure,
They need to add Bonesaw.
God.
Yeah.
They could do something cool, but yeah, they could do something much cooler with their own stuff for sure.
Yeah.
And Disney has a heavier hand. They won't let NetherRealm be like, yeah, you can have Superman rip off that kid's head, whatever. We don't care.
I don't know. The dude from DC's probably coked out. That may have been his idea.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, NetherRealm, you wrote your story's not dark enough for us. Can you make it darker?
What do you mean? Superman like has a bad day and sets the orphanage on fire with his heat vision. Yeah, but you don't see the orphans burning. We really need to get like a tracking shot that goes through the door and shows them being immolated.
Also, if we could get Batman to shit in someone's throat after ripping off their head, that would be great.
What is Batman Duke Nukem now?
Yes.
Does Batman show up to fight Bane? Is like, I'll rip off your head and shit down your neck.
Superman needs to kill 100 children, or else no one will like Superman, because apparently that's the only way to make him likable.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Injustice comic, which has the funniest page in comic history, where Superman just posts Batman is Bruce Wayne on Twitter, and it's everybody looking at their phone on the street in a reaction shot. What?
What? That's so stupid. But yeah, if they had John St. John play Batman, I would have bought that game. I don't know about this. It seems like it would be whatever. We need to see it before we judge it. That's all I'm thinking.
I was just thinking of a Marvel fighting game that looks like MK11 and went, sure, go ahead. I would like that. I thought MK11 was pretty good.
MK11's pretty good. It looks great, but like I don't like how NetherRealm fighters feel.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, I'm gonna probably prefer my Marvel vs. Capcom 3 to anything NetherRealm could turn out. But maybe this game feels really different. I don't know. Need to see some footage.
Yeah.
There is like these specific little things in NetherRealm games that feel really bad. Like there's this one move Devora has in 11 that I think like the animation is 6 seconds long, and just something about it makes me turn to stone whenever I got hit with it in the story mode, where it's like she shoots a web up and it comes down and picks you up, and she runs over to you and like skitters around you for a couple seconds. And I'm like, just something about it feels so bad. And using it in Versus also feels really bad. Other than that, their games are immaculate.
All right, next up, we've got... God. It has been a very long time. Like over 2 years, I believe. But they have finally given us a Super Mario Party update that lets you play it online the way any normal human expected it to at launch, which is literally basically every mode, with the exception of 10 mini games that are impossible.
Yeah, which is what everybody fucking wanted.
Yeah.
And I'm scared to buy it because I'm like, you're just gonna announce a fucking new one soon.
Oh, that was my first inkling of this. I'm like, oh, why are you updating it now? Well, it's been long enough that you should have put out another one by now.
No, guys, it's okay. Think about this. It's going to be way easier to get you and all your friends interested in buying the old one because the price will have gone down so much.
Yeah, the price will have gone.
Damn.
Nintendo games do that, right?
Yeah.
Did you know the fucking hilarious process of playing online on this one is? Where if you connect to someone else, it forces you to restart the game?
No.
It's fucking... What the fuck is... Why can't Nintendo just make an online game be normal?
I don't know.
I
That game
understand that the
clearly
reason
was
is
not
because
equipped
it's running on Windows 98, but can you have them stop running on Windows 98?
I have no idea what the fuck is wrong with them. Okay.
This is like a year after the Switch came out. They were extra super not prepared. They fucking like threw nuts and bolts to make this happen.
Jesus Christ.
But if they make a new one, and this also does that, I'll just buy that. I like Mario Party.
Also, real quick, just throwing it in here because I already made the joke about Nintendo games don't ever go down in price. If you're going to bitch about Sony's $70 prices, you should spend way more time bitching about Nintendo's prices because they never go down. As a poor person, I waited for games to go down and then bought them. Nintendo games never go down. That's a billion times worse than having an initial price of $10 more. Because you bet your ass a few months from now, Returnal is not 70.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
But Sony's the market leader.
But Sony big. Big bad big.
So I'm wondering if they might just do like a DLC expansion for Mario Party instead of doing a new game, just because it feels like Nintendo will not make new games in a lot of these series.
I mean, yes, Nintendo, by and large, with most of their catalog, has stopped making multiple entries on a single platform. But I'm trying to think if Mario Party has done that yet.
Splatoon is the only thing I can think of this gen where it's kicking the bucket on that. And like, okay, we're doing
It's
3.
dying on that?
Mario Party has consistently had multiple per platform, like 1 through 3 on 64.
Yeah.
GameCube got like 4.
Yeah, but how about Wii U and 3DS only have 1, right? Does the Wii
No,
U?
Wii U has
the
2.
Wii U barely lived.
Or wait, no, you're right.
The
Wii U only has
the
1.
Wii U only had 1, but they were 3 years apart, and it was barely alive.
Yeah, I know that, but
It was the Wii U though.
yeah, I just
I don't think that's a good metric for anything.
I'm feeling less confident that there will be a second Mario Party for the Nintendo Switch, but there is a Pro coming out, so they may run the Switch as long as they ran the Game Boy, you know?
Right.
They may make it stretch.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a new Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
That the fact there hasn't been a new Mario Kart yet is insane, because that launched on the Wii U.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
But yeah, this team has had to balance like Wii U and 3DS. They did a couple of things over there.
Oh yeah, they did have like the 3DS ones.
Yeah, they did a couple of 3DS ones. One of them was like the top 100, where they just remade a bunch of old mini games based on like the most popular.
Yeah, there was 3 on the 3DS.
I think
and they all came out in the time that would have been a second Wii U.
I think the fucking concept with the WarioWare and the Mario Party, where it's like, here's our top things all in one game, is like the most appealing shit in the world to me, but then they put it on the least appealing Nintendo platform.
At least the WarioWare had always been a mobile franchise, so it didn't bother me as much. But seriously, what? Like, make a fucking WarioWare for the Switch. Why has that taken so long? It has all these fucking gimmick features.
Yeah, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
What is the goddamn problem?
Let me pick my nose with the Joy-Con or whatever.
Yeah.
I could see them, if they do end up making a Super Mario Party 2, it could be the next step, because this last one was the step in the right direction, where they abandoned the cart and made it play the way a Mario Party game should play.
Jeff Gerstmann going bald when he sees that.
Yeah, that
You
cart
roll
shit.
a die
Yeah.
on your own, and you
it plays like a board game instead of whatever that nightmare they made was.
Meanwhile, Jeff Gerstmann screams when somebody's reading reviews of the second car one to him. He's like, "What the fuck do you mean? This is the best Mario Party game I've ever seen."
See, this is how those card games work. You roll the dice as a group, and if you roll in such a specific way, you may never play a fucking mini game unless you hit the fucking boss characters. I'm like, that's not Mario Party.
That's stupid. That's stupid.
There's like only specific spaces that trigger a mini game instead of everyone does a turn strategizing as they go across the board, and then a mini game happens on each turn.
Yeah, it's not Mario Party if it doesn't make you think God is dead when you come out of it.
That is correct.
Skill-based game.
Yes, it is. It is a game of skill. Speaking of other games of skill, a PS4 version of Godfall has been rated in Europe. Dan, what is happening?
Some funny fucking clown shit. I'm very excited to see this thing eat ass on a last gen system.
I can't wait for your stream.
That thing wasn't even locked 60 on the PS5.
No, and they really should have updated the shit out of it to make it a much better game. But from what it sounds like, they didn't do that at all. It's been 5 months.
But the elevator's taller.
Oh my god. I was telling people, I'm like, hey, did you know Godfall has like 3 levels?
But they're really big,
they're like,
so
what
that
do you
makes
mean?
it okay, right?
What the fuck do you mean they didn't have matchmaking yet? The Godfall Twitter just put out today, matchmaking's coming to Godfall.
What?
All right, sure, whatever.
So you only were able to play with people you actually knew?
Yeah, I
That's insane.
guess that, that's fucking Destiny did that at launch too. It didn't used to have queues for
It definitely had queues for multiplayer, like competitive.
It had queues for competitive.
I could have sworn Strikes had a queue even at launch, but maybe not the rest of it. Yeah, the rest of it I don't think did.
I think they had a playlist, but I don't think they had matchmaking for said playlist. Yeah, that's what they added later, I'm pretty sure, on strikes. As for this, though, I feel like this is a sad thing for me to ask as our Godfall correspondent. Does that game have competitive?
I don't think so.
I don't think it does. I wonder if they balanced it yet, so I can't just hit L2, R2, L2, R2, and win.
No,
I don't know. That was pretty engaging.
Actually,
ideal.
no, it wasn't even L2, R2. It was just R2.
That's all you need.
All you need is R2. Okay, cool.
That's like that is absolutely like some sort of parody or like video game book. All you need is R2.
Mm-hmm.
My PlayStation story.
Ugh.
Closing out, we have the state of play that happened earlier today, time of recording. It was a couple of indies and Ratchet & Clank. The two indies, in fact, being Subnautica Below Zero, which is apparently a sequel, has PS5 features like haptic feedback and other stuff. It'll release May 14th on PS4 and PS5.
You seem to be able to hold your hands up to your face.
Yeah.
That's what I got from that trailer mainly.
Yeah, that's the only thing I also got out of that. I was like, all right, well, the whole time was just like, don't show Goodbye Volcano High. That was my whole mode until Ratchet & Clank started.
I get the feeling that we're never going to see that at a Sony event again.
No,
Just
no,
a
because if
hunch.
that shows up at a Microsoft event, we will cackle.
I mean, I don't think it's going to show up at any event ever again, other than maybe like the PC gaming show.
Well, I don't want to see it like show up next to Metal Hellsinger.
That's where it's going to show up.
No.
Oh, God,
And like
Metal
some other,
Hellsinger
and like
still
some
hasn't
other
been
game they
released.
Yeah, they said it was going to come out with the vaccine.
God
the vaccine
damn it,
beat it.
no!
No, Troy Baker.
You promised.
Come on.
We're going to have to see that again at E3. God.
We are.
It'll play between two Deathloop trailers.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna kill you.
For anyone who's curious, though, about Subnautica Below Zero, it is its own game. It has been in early access on PC since 2019.
Wow.
This might be its first console version, though. So, there's that.
Among Us.
It's pretty sus.
Among Us.
Featuring Ratchet and Sus. Sorry, you need to do the...
God. There's a Ratchet and Clank costume.
Yes. That's what
It's
we're
pretty funny.
That's what we're really here to tell you.
Why didn't Subnautica have a Ratchet and Clank costume?
I don't
It got to come
fucking
to the
know.
Ratchet and Clank party. I don't get it.
It could have at least played some Devo music. I don't get it.
Right?
The first thing I saw was Jeff Keighley posting the Ratchet and Clank costume, but with his face on it.
Yeah, that was really dumb.
Do you think like obviously that will never happen to us. Hopefully it does. Hopefully this happens to us someday, please. Can you just imagine how surreal it would be to just wake up and be like, what do you mean I can do whatever I want professionally forever because I have that much money now?
Yeah,
It
those
feels
devs
like
want
Among
it
Us
big.
just suddenly became the big, like they won the lottery times 10.
Mm-hmm.
Like they won the lottery more than Fall Guys won the lottery, and Fall Guys won the lottery.
Yeah, they did.
Good for them. I'm proud of them. They show Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Yep.
For like 15 minutes. It looked great.
Yeah, well, what do you mean, Casey? I didn't think it looked that great. It only looks better than every single animated film ever produced.
Oh, that's nothing, really.
That's
Who
It
cares?
looked
about
great, except when they
animated
showed that ugly alien with the lips.
what? It just wanted some fucking honeycombs, and also fuck you for saying what I was thinking.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's because my good friend Alto has a dog that looks exactly like the fucking honeycomb mascot with the same fucking lips. So I was like, I am trapped. This keeps showing up.
That thing is
everywhere.
my frame of reference for really bad CG characters. So the fact this tapped even slightly into that energy for that one NPC killed me. It's like, oh god. Bob's looking this up.
Trigger. Just pull the trigger.
Oh, God, that thing.
Yeah, that thing.
It's been too long. I forgot about it.
Yeah, you healed. I don't.
Aaron was 2002.
Yeah, Bob, I hold on to things. What's your point? But yeah, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart looks really, really fucking solid. He got a fucking dash move that causes multiple of him to appear as an after trail. It's fucking incredible. We get implications about the Lombax uprising, possibly. All sorts of amazing looking shit in that trailer.
jumping through the dimensions and stuff
in like 2.5 seconds flat. It makes the last showing look bad in comparison. They have pocket dimensions too. The pocket dimensions seem like really cool. Like, you know, they're playing through a planet normally, you'll have to go through some of the pocket dimensions, but there are actually optional ones too, where you'll just slip into
I'm really a big fan of that.
Yeah, it's really cool. This game looks like it's doing so many cool things. They showed arenas.
Yes.
They had arena challenges.
Other mini games too, which I'm worried about, but are probably cool.
That's fine.
Like, whatever. Like, you can fly around on a dragon. I want to fly around on a dragon. They probably make me feel the scales.
They'll probably ship this game where you fly around on a dragon.
Yes. If it weren't for my PTSD around mini games and Ratchet games from PSP.
Oh, God, come on, man.
Oh, come on. That's not fair.
That's not.
Like saying,
It's not.
I was thinking, I don't like this game mechanic on the NES, so it must be bad on the Switch.
Bob, that's like if I were to look at it, I was like, oh, I cut my mouth on honeycombs. I should have get that. But yeah, no, this game looks incredible, and I'm really, really struggling to imagine a world where it's not my game of the year this year. It looks so fully featured. It looks absolutely stunning. All of the gameplay ideas are incredible. Motherfucker has an air dash, too. It's just fucking great.
Yeah. It's hard to imagine something coming out and being more hype. Maybe
Yeah.
God of War 2 will actually come out. That would do it.
No, not a fucking chance. 0% chance of that coming out this year.
Yeah.
So I guess that was all of our news. No surprise news, right? No one's here to stab me.
Hold up.
Let me see if I have a knife.
Let me do one more pass. Let me see if there's real news, unlike Feels fake news he's looking for.
Okay, well, I'm gonna bring some real news. David Jaffe has tweeted he might not like Returnal because it's difficult, according to this review.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, good. There is a slight thing. They are ramping up some sort of judgment reveal soon.
Yeah, the one of the Twitter accounts have posted what is obviously footage from a sequel.
Yeah, what they've been doing is every day they post a very, very short clip, like only a few seconds, of the remaster. And it's like, all right, that's the game I played. And then suddenly it's like, oh, that's not. What?
Yeah, that's from the city in 7, in Yakuza 7.
Yakuza.
So we will end up seeing a reveal of that on May 7th, apparently. So that's exciting. See what they're doing with that.
Cool.
But yeah, that's all we got.
Are they
Awesome.
doing a PS5 version and an Xbox Series version of Jedi Fallen Order?
Oh, wait.
That's what I was going to mention when I was talking about there's 2 modes of upgrades we get.
Yes.
We get we're going to give you a PS5 upgrade, then we're going to give you the PS5 upgrade where it's actually made for it. Which I'm like, please. Like the models and some stuff just looks like really weird in that game when I went back to it. So a proper upgrade should look pretty nice.
That's cool. Yeah, new details coming soon. Wait a second.
I wonder if Dan will still break the boss by hitting it outside its door.
That's his
Probably.
fault.
Dan, nobody but Dan would ever do that. They couldn't possibly have conceived of someone hitting the boss from outside the door.
That's our Dan.
So who's to say if the game's bad?
True.
They need to do a sequel so that way the animations could look better.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a really cool game.
There's no way they're not doing it. It sold so fucking much.
Yeah, I think it sold like 4 million above their expectation.
Which is great because if that was Activision, it would have been 3 million below.
EA is less evil than Activision now. Like, EA's like, okay, we're going to let Dragon Age 4 be an actual single player game. We're not going to force any kind of evil into it. We're backpedaling Mass Effect hard. We keep hearing rumors about them just remaking Knights of the Old Republic, the BioWare one, for modern platforms. And then, like, they're doing more Star Wars stuff. It's like, we're now at the point where EA is better than Activision, which is everybody at Activision in charge should be put in jail. Like, if you're worse than EA, you have fucked up beyond what is acceptable.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, so now we're good.
Yes, we are now good. Dan, what are you doing this next week?
Returnal's coming out, so let's see. An hour and 30 minutes from now, I'll probably be streaming that. I'll also be streaming it tomorrow. And we're supposed to be clearing up the rest of the Mega Man games, Mega Man 8 through 11, so sometime we're going to go around to that. Aside from that, I don't really know, other than I'm really jonesing to play some Igavanias. And yeah, that's about it. Just playing a ton of Returnal. That's the number one thing on the menu for me. How about you, KZ?
Quick question, since you're doing Returnal.
Yeah.
So, I assume you're both playing it. You gonna do that setup where like you can see Bob's TV in the camera? So you're like doing dual Returnal things. So it's like, Bob got a story cutscene before you. Don't look behind you.
Look out, the killer's in the room, Dan.
That'd be really good just for the potential of like Bob gets really good drops and is rinsing the game. Meanwhile, Dan's just crying Wojak. Everything he gets is bad.
I don't know what setup we're going to do. Obviously, by the time this goes up, people should know.
Right.
So I don't want to make predictions. All I know is it's really hard to balance wanting to have a moment with the game and wanting to do good streams. So I don't know. It's really disjointed to have two people freshly experiencing two different iterations of a game simultaneously for a stream.
It's really funny, though.
Yeah, it could be good. But yeah, what are you doing, KZ?
I finished my streaming marathon engagement, so I'm a bit more free up than usual.
That's
so I'll be
right.
getting back
He's single
to
now, ladies. He's no longer engaged to that stream marathon.
It's real good. I'll be going back to normal streams of something. I don't know what.
Still has to wear the Kingdom Hearts promise ring.
The melody of Memory's promise ring.
God, I'm thinking of other things, but fucking they spoil something else, so I can't talk about it. But that's it for me. Freddy?
God, I don't know. The closer we get to Mass Effect, like the more I'm like, well, I can't do anything that takes that long because
that's really important.
Yes, it is. Like I might even like KC marathon those games. Be like, okay, we're going 6 hours a day until I'm dead.
Yeah, that's exciting. I like tuning into Feel Stream to see some game I would never fucking touch. It's a lot like when Retro Island Gaming does Ultima. Speaking of which, fun fact, Ultima's an isekai.
Yes, it is.
We found that out at the end of his stream. He streamed Ultima 4 for something like 30 fucking hours, this monster of a fucking video game. Finally beats it, and it's like, you go back to the real world, having experienced all of these things, and you will take the virtues with you. And I'm like, wait, what? And then Bob goes, it's an isekai? And I'm like, shut the fuck up. No!
Gotta go.
Bob, Dan, you're forgetting the absolute best part of that.
Uh-huh.
It isn't just he returns home after becoming the avatar of virtue. It's he returns home to find out his house has been robbed.
Oh, that's probably Ultima 5. I actually didn't know that. That's hilarious. That's unbelievably
I'm pretty sure it's
That's
more.
true to life.
It's like you get home after being the big dick of virtue, and it's like your house has been robbed.
I like to imagine you saved America, Dan, through some fucking Winter Soldier-esque adventure. You come home, someone stole the OLEDs.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Big Think Dimension. If you would like to support the GP Podcast Network, head on over to patreon.com/GP Podcast, so that way you can get exclusive behind the scenes on stuff, other content. There's a lot of content. It's basically non-ending avalanche of content. So head on over there, become a $5 backer or a Podlord today.